Magbabalik po ang Usapang Bayan at kasama pa rin natin si Attorney Lorna Kapunan. Rach?
Ma'am, I would like to ask, what do you think is the advantage of your senatorial lineup compared to that of the ruling Liberal Party and UNA?
To me, I can proudly say na ang advantage ng lineup namin ay puso. Kasi partido ng galing at puso.
Yeah.
Wala naman may monopoly ng galing, no? Kasi kung tignan mo naman yung mga listahan ng presidents at vice presidents, mga senatoriables, siguro naman sa galing okay yan. Ang advantage ng partido ng galing at puso may puso. May puso, hindi kagaya ng administrasyon. Hanggang ngayon, ang sinasabi ng ating mahal na Pangulo na dapat tayo ang boss, sabi niya, bakit ba kayo nag-exaggerate sa tanimbala na yan? There's about 34 million Filipinos
I was about
who
to ask
use
that,
our
ma'am.
NAIA. And out of the 34 million, in 10 years, 10 years ba yun? 1,200 pa lang daw. So ang sagot dyan, saan ang puso?
Yeah.
Where is the heart?
For the 1,200.
For the 1,200. And 1,200 is 1,200
yes.
too many. Kung inosente ka, miski nag-iisa ka lang, tinanamang ka ng bala, wala ka namang kamalay-malay, OFW ka, dumating ka, aalis ka, may tanimbala. Ano yan? Sasabihin ng administrasyon? Isa lang naman yan 34 million naman yung demand.
Okay na lang
Walang
yan.
puso. Another example, bakit meron tayong 126 million na nasa bangko na dapat gamitin para sa mga Yolanda victims na hanggang ngayon wala pang bahay? Ang sagot ng gobyerno, hindi naman namatay yan Kasi daw, earmark daw yung 126 na pabahay na yan kung meron namatay sa pamilya mo. Anong ginagawa ng 126 million na yan sa bangko? Pangatlo, sabi ng mga workers, bakit kami na ang minimum wage namin, 483 daw ang minimum wage, when dapat ang minimum wage para sa isang pamilya of 3, mother, father of 3, dapat minimum wage para lang makakain ka bawat araw should be 1,080 at least. Okay, so sinasabi ng mga wage earners, hindi, kasi miski na office worker ka, minimum wage ka pa lang. Bakit kami na minimum wage? Kami pa ang mataas na tax. May 32% tax ka, may 12% value added tax ka. Saan ang puso doon kung ang sagot ng pamahalaan sabi niya, di bawasan natin, problema ba yan? Bawasan natin yung tax niyan, pero
Dagdagan.
bawasan rin natin ang serbisyo natin. Saan ang puso doon? Di ba? So, ang advantage ng partido, galing at puso, ay kami po ay may puso.
So, sa makatuwid ang...
Traffic, MMDA. Sabi nila, bakit? Buhay ka pa naman Diba?
It's not fatal.
It's not fatal.
So,
Saan ang puso
ang
doon?
ibig nyo hubang sabihin ay maaasahan ng mga mamamayang Pilipino na pag ang partido nyo ang nagwagi, ay magiging mas maayos ang kabuhayan nila. Mas magiging maginhawa sila sa pangkaraniwan na pang-araw-araw na kabuhayan.
Opo, POE. Ganun nga po yun. I think it's about time that we have to have a caring government. We have to have a government, a leadership that affirms ang correct phrase dyan, we have to have an affirming leadership. For example, kasi ang mga kabataan, lagi silang na-excite kung i-mention mo si General Luna. One of the more touching scenes in that movie was when there was a man, there were two men sa fight, no? And yung isa gave up his life so that the other can escape. So, kinover niya yung mama para maka-escape yung co-soldier niya at siya na yung namatay. No?
Namatay.
And General Luna saw this guy gasping his last breath. And he saw the act of courage, the act of bravery in allowing him, in giving up his life so that the other man who had the family could live. And you know what he did? He got his medal and
Promoted
gave it,
him.
and promoted
Yeah.
him on site. That is leadership by affirmation. You have to affirm, you have to reward bravery. You have to reward concern. You have to address concern. You have leaders must affirm, not negate. We don't need leaders who say, walang problema yan, buhay ka pa naman eh. Di ba?
Very
We need
insensitive,
leaders
oh.
who
Yeah.
say, kawawa ka naman, halika dito, halika, pag-usapan natin yung problema mo. And that's what Partido Galing ang Masa it's doing. We're now doing the rounds and looking for what should be an agenda that would carry to the Senate. And that's what I'm doing. For instance, hindi ako gumagawa ng promise. Ay, siguro mananalo ko pag nag-promise ako ng free tuition fee sa college students. Wala naman akong pambayad ng college tuition fee na yan, no? But I can promise you that I will fight for your rights. That's the only thing I can promise. Kagaya ng umiikot ako, sabi ng mga manggagawa, attorney, pag nandun kayo, pwede ba yung minimum wage law natin, tignan natin. Decent wages, no? Because the problem of poverty in this country is a problem of employment. If we create jobs here and give them decent wages, then mawawala ka ng poverty issue. Mawawala ka ng hunger. Mawawala ka ng OFWs. Babalik lahat yan. Create jobs here. Sabi nila, ang wages daw nila, hindi living wage. Living wage. Tamang-tamang, pang-living lang para sa kanila.
Can I just talk about or ask you about the minimum wages? No? Dahil kasi ang karamihan, malaking percentage ng ating population, more than 20%, is either unemployed or underemployed. Ang nangyayari kasi, pagka mataas ang minimum wage, and this is true for any country, nagiging counter naman yan doon sa mga walang trabaho dahil kasi the hurdle for them to be hired becomes higher. So yung mga nagnegosyo na naman, mag-hire sa kanila, hindi naman maka-afford. Dahil kasi kagaya nga ho ng nasabi nyo kanina, yung micro and small and medium enterprises na yan, hindi naman ho sila talagang napakalaking kumpanya na maraming perang pwedeng ipamuhunan sa pagbabayad ng sweldo. Ano ho ang magandang balanse dyan na
Alam nyo, ang sagot dyan, bakit ganyan? Bakit napakabigat ng minimum wage natin? If you go by comparison, yung mga lalo na nag-open tayo ng ASEAN tsaka APEC, ang sabi nila, wala namang, miski na nag-open tayo mga ASEAN countries, free flow of goods and services, wala naman magtatayo ng factory dito. Bakit? Because we have mandated minimum wages. Compared to other countries, kagaya ng Vietnam. Kung sa Vietnam, ang minimum wage dyan ay $1 a day. Kung sa China, sabihin natin $3. Sa Bangkok, Bangladesh, less than $5 a day ang minimum wage. Sa Pilipinas, tayo lang daw ang pinaka-expensive na minimum wage. Ang sagot dyan, hindi kasalanan ng worker yan, kasalanan ng gobyerno. Bakit hindi sapat ang minimum wage natin? Sa Vietnam, miski na $1 lang,
Mura
ang
ang bilihin.
minimum wage nila, libre kuryente, subsidized, affordable housing,
Mababa ang
subsidized
tax rate.
education, mababa ang tax rate, mababa ang cost ng gasolina, mababa ang cost ng transportation, damit, pagkain, kasyang-kasya yung $1. Dito, miski nabigyan mo ng $5 yung manggagawa natin, yung $5 pupunta sa ilaw,
Sa tax.
pupunta sa
Tubig.
tubig, pupunta sa transportation, pupunta sa communication, bibili ng load sa bakit bibili ng 'di ba ganon?
actually,
So the way and so the cost of business is high. And that's why businessmen will not put up businesses here because mahal nga. Even businesses, mahal ang cost of doing business here. The answer to that is, bakit? Kung mahal ang electricity, ang babawasan mo yung sweldo. Sapagkat, sasabi ng kumpanya, sorry kasi ang mahal-mahal ng bayad natin sa electricity. Sino may kasalanan? Yung worker. Bakit siya why is he the one suffering the brunt of the cost of doing business? In many countries, I think in most countries of the world, public utilities are controlled by government.
Right.
Public utilities, ilaw, because this is what our taxes pay for. Hindi ba?
Yes.
Kanya, dyan dapat pumunta ang taxes na binabayaran natin para sa public utilities, transportation, communication, subsidized food, clothing, shelter, etc. So that the cost of business will go low at you will not make bawas yung sweldo ng why
Tao.
should the workers suffer the expensive cost of business.
Pwede nyo hubang tingnan yan? Dahil kasi kagaya ng sinabi nyo, yung mga binabayad natin ng taxes, ay dapat yan ang ginagastos panggawa ng mga kalye, panggawa ng mga power plants and things like that. Pero nagbabayad na tayo ng napakataas na taxes. And at the same time, yung gobyerno naman, ibinebenta pa yung mga toll roads, binebenta pa yung mga port facilities, binebenta pa yung mga, even the power plants. No? So, saan na pupunta yung pera natin? Dahil kasi, pag gagamit ka ng toll road, magbabayad ka ng toll fee. Sa kuryente natin, napakataas ng singilin sa atin. So, dahil kasi nga, ibinenta pa nila yun. So, saan na pupunta ho lahat yan? So, yun yung sanang mapag-aralan nyo ng mabuti.
Kanya, kailangan priority measure natin yung Freedom of Information Bill. Para malaman ng taong bayan, saan ginagastos yung binibigay natin. Kailangan palakasin natin yung functions ng COA. There should be no discretionary funds of government. Kagaya ng mga sweepstakes fund, may discretionary fund doon. Ang laki-laki.
Intelligence funds.
May intelligence fund doon. PAGCOR funds, binibigay nila discretionary funds ng presidente. Wala. Dapat yung mga discretionary funds na yan, covered rin yan ng audit. Covered rin dapat yan ng transparency. Kailangan dapat natin ipasa immediately yung Freedom of Information Act na yan. Kagaya ng 10 billion pesos spent for APEC.
Oo.
10 billion pesos spent for APEC daw, which nagastos na raw o nabalik na sa economy. Saan?
Nasaan nga?
Nasaan? Kung nag-close ka ng mall, saan ka nag-shopping? Sa bahay. Ano yung economic activity nun? Sinasabi nila, pag wala kang gagawin sa Makati or sa Manila, sa Rojas Boulevard, wag ka na lang umalis ng bahay.
Marami hong nangyaring ganyan.
Tapos sasabihin nila, it is now our time for domestic tourism. Discover your country. Wala namang airplano, nag-cancel nga ng 400 flights. 1,400 flights. Hindi ba? Discover your country.
Ma'am, we're coming to the end of our program. Attorney Kapunan, would you like to give your message to our fellow Filipinos and tell them why they should vote for you this coming senatorial elections?
Alam nyo, iisa lang ang pwede kong sabihin. Sabi nyo, gusto nyo ng pagbabago. Kung gusto nyo ng pagbabago, di maghalal ng bago. Number 1. Number 2, sasabihin nyo, wala namang nananalo dyan same naman yan. Pero ang sinasabi ko sa mga botante natin, and I'm very pleased that when I go around, although there are still traditional candidates, hindi ko nasasabihin sino yun, mga traditional candidates, yung ating voters hindi na po traditional voters. Nag-i-elect ng personalities, nag-i-elect ng famous, nag-i-elect. Hindi po. Our voters now, especially the millennials, 18 to 35 years old, yung tinatawag nating millennials who comprise more than 50% of our electorate, they are enlightened voters. So I'm appealing that now we shift the public discussion to issues-based, not personality-based, issues-based. And number 3, I always say, wala namang nananalo sa sweepstakes kung hindi bumibili ng ticket. Kung minsan sinasabi natin, pag nakikita, ay buwisit, hindi ako nanalo ng sweepstake. Sayang naman yung 50 million na yan, ba't hindi ako nanalo? Ang tanong ko, bakit?
Bumili ka ba?
Bumili ka ba ng ticket? O yung loto? Naku, dapat nanalo ka sa loto na yan, hindi yung gunggong na yan na hindi naman kailangan manalo. Bakit tumaya ka ba sa loto? So I'm telling all our viewers, tumaya kayo. If you want to win that sweepstakes ticket, if you want to win the lottery, you have to buy a ticket. Make me that ticket. If you want hope, you want renewed hope, you want to believe again in the government, invest in me. I am cheaper than a sweepstakes ticket. I am in fact free. It is only one vote.
Thank you very much. At yan po ang isang makatotohanang talakayan kasama si Attorney Lorna Capuna.
Maaari niyo po kaming i-follow sa Twitter at GNN Usapang Bayan at facebook.com/usapangbayan. Ako po si Rach Marquez.
At ako po si George Chua. Samahan niyo po kami sa mga susunod nating mga episodes dito sa Usapang Bayan.